What's up, Dion Forrest, back here with you, and today I'm going to give you my two-step process to how to overcome your fear with women. Alright, so starting out, number one, if you guys are having a problem with this, I have a video. It's one of my first videos. I don't recall the name of the video, but in that is my very first video that I uploaded. It talks about my three-step process to overcoming your fear with women, and I mention a lot of my philosophies, and I give some good tips in there. So be sure to go check out that first video because it's very important and it covers a lot of good stuff that you guys will need along your way throughout your dating journey. So, let's get to it. To overcome your fear with women, number one, you want to expose yourself to all anxiety. You want to expose yourself to all forms of anxiety. Primarily, all forms of anxiety. So what do I mean by exposing yourself to all forms of anxiety? It is in my belief that your brain cannot decipher the level of anxiety that you experience in certain situations of your life. So for example, before you get on a roller coaster, you know that gut feeling that you get when you're getting ready to go down that drop, and you're just like, oh fuck, why the fuck did I get on this roller coaster? I'm scared as shit. Like, this is crazy. I can't go through with this. I can't do it. I can't do it. You're almost damn near about to cry. But it's too late. It's too late. You're already on the roller coaster. You can't get off. So you just have to go through with it. You realize right after you get off the roller coaster and you've done all your screaming, you realize that it wasn't that bad, and that anxiety that you had just completely goes away, and you kind of feel confident, you feel good about yourself, and now you're ready to get on the next roller coaster. That same form of anxiety that you feel before you get on the roller coaster is the same type of anxiety that you feel right before you go talk to a woman. Your brain can't decipher between the two. It doesn't know the difference between, well, I'm getting ready to get on a roller coaster and I'm getting ready to go talk to a girl. Your brain doesn't operate like that. It just says to itself, this is unfamiliar territory. I'm unaware of this. It's time for me to put up a defense mechanism so you don't go through with this action. So, my belief is that if all anxiety is the same, expose yourself to all forms of anxiety. Expose yourself to everything that you fear in your life. What this does is it starts training your neurological system and your subconscious mind to react to anxiety in a different way. You start creating new habits towards it. In other words, you learn how to control it. So for example, 1 week, go out and do everything that usually scares the shit out of you. Whether it's going up talking to people, whether it's talking to a woman, whether it's getting on a roller coaster at your local carnival or going to an amusement park, whether it's hanging out if you're an introverted type person who's not used to going out on the weekends and socializing with people. Go out on the weekends, go to a club, go to an atmosphere that you're not used to being in, and just express yourself, expose yourself to these fears that you have in your life. Now, what the hell does this have to do with women, Dion? Please explain. Like I said before, all forms of anxiety are the same. So you going out there and exposing yourself to all forms of anxiety, when you go over and talk to that woman and you make up your mind to go do it, guess what? You've learned how to control and harness your anxiety. You have now adapted to anxiety. Because you can't get rid of anxiety. It's a defense mechanism. set in us by nature. You can't get rid of it, but you can control it and harness it and use the energy to your advantage. So when you see that hot girl, all week you've been going out doing shit that you wouldn't typically do, stuff that scares you. But you've been going out all week doing this stuff, and you've learned how to control your anxiety. Now you go see that woman, and you're saying to yourself, well, let me go talk to her. You won't think twice about it. You just go over and do it, because you've learned how to conquer your anxiety and control it and not let it control you. So that's my number one step to getting over the fear of talking to women or being around women. Expose yourself to all forms of anxiety. And I do this for about 2 weeks, and I guarantee you, talking to a woman will be a piece of cake. You'd be like, oh shit, I bungee jumped off a bridge last week. Talking to a woman, shit, this ain't nothing. This is a piece of cake. Number 2 is environment. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how your environment and your demographical area is important to the type of women you want to meet that are compatible with you. So for example, I explained in one of my previous videos that if you're a rocker guy who's very high energy and you like to go clubbing and partying and getting wasted, you're not going to do too well at a lounge with a lot of conservative people where there's a lot of conservative women that are not into high energy environments, that don't like to get drunk and wasted, and that are just completely the opposite of you. You're not going to be compatible with them. So you want to find environments and areas that are congruent with your authentic expression and authentic personality. So if you're a guy who's into clubbing, going to bars and clubs is your perfect environment. You're into high energy women. If you're a guy who's more laid back, kind of like me, chilled out, going to the movies, out to the bars, not bars, but lounges, concerts, conventions, stuff like that, that'll benefit you. So what this does is, if you're placing yourself in the right environments, that are congruent with your personality, your authentic personality, more than likely what you're going to meet women who are also congruent with your authentic personality. People within the same environments usually share the same ideals and general interests. For example, I'm into real estate investing. If I go to a real estate meeting with a bunch of investors, these are a bunch of people who are interested in the same thing I'm interested in. So we all network and get on the same page. And when you're in an environment with women who have similar interests like you, it's easier to communicate with them, and there's not so much stress and anxiety on your part, because you can start a conversation so easily. If you're in an environment where you're an outcast, like if you're a guy who's very laid back and introverted and you're in a loud bar or club with high energy type women, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to feel out of place, and naturally you're going to bomb, because you're going to have so much anxiety because you have nothing in common with these women. You can't even start a conversation with them. So it's just so much anxiety on your part. But if you're in an environment with women that are compatible with you and share the same ideals and interests, there's no anxiety at all. You can just start a simple conversation with them. Oh, you're into this? I'm into that too. Oh, you're into that? I'm into that too. That's nice. We should go out sometime. You know, give me your number. I think you're cute. Make sure you guys are in the right environment. Expose yourself to all forms of anxiety. Face your fears, and you will learn how to control anxiety, and approaching women will be no problem. Those are my 2 steps. Follow it. Take heed to it. Dion Force out.